Welcome again, boys and girls. I'm back today with a very special guest, someone who I know you all recognize. It's Mrs. Dina O'Keefe. She was our 8th grade teacher for many years, and she is still a St. Norbert Hawk. Mrs. O'Keefe, how are you doing?
I am well. I am doing fine. I am finishing up my year. My 8th graders here at St. Albert the Great graduate next week, and we are going to have a virtual graduation, but we're doing great here in Kentucky. I
Tell
miss
us.
you all. I
was
miss you so much.
I was just going to ask, Mrs. O'Keefe, do you miss us?
I miss you. There's no place like home. Dorothy was right. And St. Norbert will always be my home. So yes, I miss you all so much. And I pray for you all the time.
Thank you so much. And we pray for you too. And we know too that even though you miss us very much, that it's still ties in a new community as well. And I'll bet your new school is a lot of fun too.
Yes, it is a lot of fun. There's a lot more kids. There's over 600 children at St. Albert the Great. So it's a lot bigger school. It was hard for me. I don't think I knew everyone's name till Christmas, but it is different, and it's nice to meet new people and find new ways of doing things. So yes, I'm blessed.
So, do they love history as much as St. Norbert Hawks do?
Well, they're learning to love history.
Good.
They haven't had the Kool-Aid yet.
They have, exactly. Great. Well, we know that you're always praying for us, and know that we're praying too. We're here today. I asked you to join me today because we are studying the virtue of diligence in the month of May. And so I thought of you, and I thought, what better person to talk to than our former 8th grade teacher, who for many years worked with 8th graders who were graduating and going on to high school. Tell us about the virtue of diligence. What is it, and why is it so important for our kids?
Okay, diligence is important for St. Norbert kids. It's important for me. I think it's a virtue that I hold dear to my heart. What it is, it's you're working hard, you're working to the best of your ability, and you work until a job is finished. And through that process, you grow in so many ways, and it's not just schoolwork. Everybody, it's washing the dishes, it's your faith, it's everything. It's doing it well, working, completing it. It's a virtue that's very important.
For so many years, the 8th graders put on a number of events at St. Norbert. They did lots of volunteer work. They did events like fish fry and pancake breakfast. And I know that this was an important part of those things. What did it mean to the people who came to those events to see the 8th graders being so diligent?
I think that, first of all, in today's world, we often don't look at diligence as something, we don't hear the word very much, first of all. And when people who were raised at a different time, maybe some of our older parishioners or some of our parents, see kids that take a job seriously, that know that it's important, that know that what they do is who they are. Those parents and those parishioners look at those people, or look at the students who are working, and they see hardworking kids, and it really gives them hope. It inspires them, and it's a give and take through your hard work, through the compliments you get from parents and from parishioners. You realize how important it is that people do take notice. People know when you work hard. They know when you put in extra effort, and that makes someone feel good. It does, and it makes you feel good too.
That's probably the most important thing, I think, isn't it? That the way you've done a job well done, and it makes you feel good about yourself.
Of course, yeah.
So diligence, the virtue of diligence, we talk about it being important for our kids. St. Norbert Hawks work very hard, but sometimes it can be a little hard to give that extra effort. Sometimes they might feel like being a little bit lazy, maybe not getting their work done. What would you say, or what did you say so many times to students who were having trouble being diligent and who needed that little extra encouragement?
Well, it's interesting that you said lazy, because lazy is the exact opposite of being a diligent person. Okay, so in my mind, lazy isn't a great word. I wouldn't want someone to describe me as lazy. So when people need an extra boost or a little shot of energy to get them back on track, I would just say that you need to look at the big picture. You need to set goals for yourself. Um, and just make a plan. If you make a plan and follow through with it, and it doesn't have to be a huge plan. It can be, what am I going to do today to turn in all of my work? Okay, I'm going to sit down and for 40 minutes, I'm going to write my Cornell notes or study my Cornell notes, whatever it might be. And through that, you will achieve your goal and you will finish the job. You will do it well. And that is diligence. That is what it takes to do what you need to do. And through those little steps, guys, it becomes you attain your big goal. Okay, it's every day doing what it takes. I didn't make this up, but I hear it all the time. Doing the next right thing. You know what's right. I know what's right. I know sometimes I should be grading papers, and it's sometimes hard to get motivated, but you got to do it.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think that especially at the end of 8th grade year, sometimes our 8th graders get they get a little bit tired, and it's been very hard with distance learning for a lot of our kids because they're so used to being together and seeing their teachers in person and seeing their friends. And maybe there's a little bit of a motivation problem right now. So to hear you talk about the importance of just doing the next right thing and seeing, how that builds inside of them a really good feeling that they can build on to do the next right thing and then the next right thing. Doesn't it kind of, snowball in a way to help them even more?
Of course. And what I would add also is that it's so important to remove distractions. That is part of the whole game plan, guys. You've got to remove distractions and get rid of it. Okay, put it away. You don't need it. You won't die without it. Okay, get rid of it, seriously. And you can come back to it, but play games with yourself. After I sit and do English, diagramming sentences, Mrs. Stevens, I know you're doing that. After I do 10 sentences, I can check my text messages. But set goals, remove distractions, and you'll meet your goal. And you will do it. You will do it well. And you'll be so happy. It's such a good feeling inside. And moving on, 8th graders, that you have the tools you need to be successful in high school and beyond that. It's just life lessons. We call them life lessons.
And it's a great lesson, not just for our 8th graders, but even for maybe a 2nd grader or a 3rd grader who's looking ahead and seeing the 8th graders at graduation and saying, boy, that's something I want to be able to achieve by the time I graduate. And saying, okay, well, how do I get there is being diligent and setting those goals and removing those distractions and working until the job is done. And you're going to get there.
Right. Baby steps.
Absolutely.
It all adds up.
You've said, there's a saying that you have said to many an 8th grade student over the years. I've heard it lots of times. I've even heard Mr. Farley say the same thing because I think he's learned that saying from you as well. And I'm glad to know that it's still being said at St. Norbert. I've used it a couple of times. What is the saying that relates to the virtue of diligence that you've said to 8th graders? And just talk a little bit about that.
Okay, and before I launch into that, I want to tie this together with something that I think goes very well with diligence, and that is a strong work ethic. Working hard. They're hand in hand, guys. Self-discipline, working hard. And I have said it a long time, and it just kind of evolved in my classroom. Hard work, the saying is, Mr. Sikiwani, hard work always wins. It always wins. You cannot give me one example when hard work has not won. Now, that being said, you might not see it tomorrow. You might not see it in a week. Okay. I'm just going to share with you a little. I'm just going to go to a diet. Okay. You might not see, a teeny tiny little waist in a week or a month. But if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to see it. Okay. I'm not seeing it yet, but I'm going to see it. Okay. So if you work hard, if you study those times tables, you might not remember them all the first day, the first week, but if you keep doing it, you're going to remember them. You're going to remember all of them. Okay, so hard work always wins. Don't stop working hard. Strong work ethic. It's so important, and it's working hard, not just schoolwork. It's working hard in your faith. It's praying. It's working hard to have a relationship with a friend, working hard to have a relationship with Jesus. It all ties in together, guys. And it's a lot. It's a lot, but you know what? God is merciful and gives us chance after chance. So if you blow it, you start over the next day, but we're working hard together. And I love you, St. Norbert, so much. And I miss you.
Thank you
Amen.
so much, Mrs. O'Keefe.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for taking time. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to spend some time with us. I know everybody's going to love seeing you, and we're just so grateful, and know that we're going to continue to pray for you. And we hope that everything goes well in Kentucky, and that you will be, hopefully at some point, be able to come back and visit us again.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great summer and you're all staying healthy, and I'll see you soon, maybe at the beginning of next year. All right.
Thank you. And boys and girls, remember to practice the virtue of diligence during this month of May and always. And as we go forward, we'll have more special guests that we can talk about our virtues with. Have a great week, boys and girls, and God bless.